Include is a New York City organization that works with families that have children and youth with disabilities. And today's topic is a wonderful one. It's reading for all through accessible reading materials. This is the first live stream of a series that will be aired on the third Thursday of each month at noon. We'll keep things to under 60 minutes, and we have a chat box, so if you have any questions, please feel free to chat us, and we'll do our best to answer them. Today's guest is Anthony Morisco. Anthony is a youth librarian from the New York Public Library. Welcome, Anthony.
Hello. So I'm from the Andrew High School Talking Book Library. High school is a specialized library within New York Public Library. We specialize in audio, braille, and accessible ebooks for those who have trouble with standard print. We're unique in the sense that we're a branch library, and we're also affiliated with the National Library Service, and our job is just to make sure that everyone has access to all that reading material.
I love the way that sounds. So accessibility really means making printed materials like books and magazines accessible to people with disabilities. I know that in the past I was already aware of braille services for those with visual disabilities, but some people don't realize that talking books are available for people with other disabilities. So tell me more, Anthony. Who does the high school library serve?
So in addition to those with visual impairments, we also serve those with a reading disability or those who have trouble turning standard print pages.
I love the idea of a young man being a youth librarian. What does a youth librarian do?
So my job is to make the library a fun place for youth. I do programs, pick out the programs that come to the library, visit schools, doing outreach, and also picture book time, stuff like that.
How did you get started?
Okay, so my first job was for the South Huntington Public Library on Long Island. I was a library page there for about 2 years. And I always like that there's such a wealth of all of this knowledge in the library. It's the people's university. So I was drawn to that aspect of it. And also my whole life, the best gift you could give someone is a book.
I feel the same way. Tell me about accessible materials.
So with accessible reading materials, people with disabilities who may have trouble with printed page, they have access to everything too. Audiobooks for readers that have visual impairment and learning disabilities, and braille titles also. And then, so our audiobooks are the titles that are being read to you.
That are being read to you. So what is the sound quality like?
So they're professionally recorded books. They're done in a studio, and actually the Andrew High School Library has a studio upstairs where we have people like Broadway actors, news anchors, and sometimes authors themselves. They come and read.
That's fantastic. I think most people, when they think of a talking book, they imagine a synthetic voice, and what you're describing sounds quite different.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference.
So I guess New York is special that way. We have plenty of Broadway actors and newscasters here.
Exactly.
Is it better?
Yeah.
I love the idea. So these are professionally recorded, and I think that's so amazing. I'm sure you've listened to some of them yourself by now to judge their quality.
Yes, and they're good.
Do you have any favorites?
The Rocket Raccoon book that I have today is really good. Something that I like to bring to schools and outreach events.
Love it. So you take the youth librarian thing very seriously. I asked you about your favorite, and you say Rocky Raccoon?
Oh, wait, no, I love comic books and stuff. So.
Oh, great. And you have those available too?
No.
Not comic books, but magazines?
No, magazines, yes.
Okay, that's amazing. What kind of equipment or device do you use to listen to the audiobooks on? Okay,
so in front of us is the standard talking book machine. This is what we mail out. So as you can see, it has these large buttons. Also next to it has the braille, and then the cartridges themselves are mailed out in these hard clamshell cases. Everything can go in the mail. Free matter for the blind. But this is what the cartridges come in. Just open it up. And this is what the book is. It's a flash drive.
That's great. Now, you were mentioning earlier that the machine itself has accessibility features, that the buttons are large
Oh, yeah.
and raised, easy to navigate, manipulate.
They're also different colors. There's never the same shape to the buttons or same shape and size because the volume, speed, similar, but
This looks like a pretty sturdy machine. I think it would hold up to hard use.
yeah, they do. Yeah, very heavy machinery. But yeah.
I think I also heard you say that the cassette itself is easy to navigate, that if somebody had fine motor issues, they'd still be able to use it and put it in the machine. Could you show us that, please?
Yeah, so it's sort of it's wedged in that, for that instance. So if you had trouble, be able to.
Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Steal the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy, an original novel of the Marvel Universe.
Current position.
Chapter, because we must start somewhere. 1.
So it does save your position if you take it in and out. I can.
The band.
Volume up.
Band is playing. I say band. I mean a close harmony squadron of chameleon interpolatory trumpetunists.
Whoa.
Who are you?
Which book is this?
Oh, this is Rocket Raccoon and Groot, Steal the Galaxy,
Oh, that's
Guardians of the
Rocket
Galaxy
Raccoon.
book by Dan Abnett.
Okay. If I wanted to hear this played a little more slowly, what would I do?
All right. So you want to do is
Speed down. Speed minimum.
Pressing brass acoustic cubes to produce disconcerting and frankly uncomfortable horse fart noise.
Whoa. Okay. Play that a little quicker.
also you can adjust the speed. So speed that suits you.
Maximum.
For low frequencies, with a samba beat.
Well, I don't know who's going to listen to that.
More down to the plans ages past by the first constructors of
Some people listen better at a faster speed. So that's why it goes to the maximum.
It's nice to have choices.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I see that you have an iPad there. What are you going to do with that?
All right. So the National Library Service have a service called BARD. It's a separate application, but you have to be a member in order to of a National Library Service library in order to do it. So BARD is basically instant gratification. You download the application on your iPad or Android device. You sign in, and you can download a book. You have to do it over Wi-Fi. And it looks exactly like the talking book machine itself.
Great. So I understand that BARD stands for Braille and Audio Reading Download.
Yes, because you just download it, right?
So you're always using a device like a tablet or a computer or even an iPhone. You're not using the book reader in a case like that.
You could download it, and then there's a flash drive slot on the side. And you can put like 6 books on a cartridge and put them in there and just keep playing them.
Okay, so in that case, you wouldn't need Wi-Fi. You have the cartridge.
You'd have to download it. You'd have to download it over Wi-Fi, but after that, yeah, you are good.
Okay, I think that's pretty amazing. Tell us a little bit about the mobile version of BARD.
So the mobile version of BARD, it's really, again, it's just the exact mirror of that. The book selection it's bigger than sometimes we don't have a book, especially older books, physically in our library. So you could just download it straight away from there. You wouldn't have to wait to get it from another state.
That's great. Now I see there's a question there. Can you download Braille?
So Bookshare you can, not on BARD yet.
Okay, tell us a little bit about Bookshare.
So Bookshare is something that we have partnered with. It's another separate application. You can. It's another thing where you just download straight to your computer, and it works with the refreshable Braille display.
So is Bookshare national?
Yes. So Bookshare is usually you pay a fee for the year. But if you're a member of the Andrew High School Library
Mhm.
or New York Public Library, you get it for free.
Right, and if you're a student in the New York City public school system, you might have access to it for free too, because the Department of Education has their own account to Bookshare.
The Department of Education pays for that, yes.
Okay, so that brings up another idea in my mind. I know that if I were listening to an audiobook, I would much prefer to hear one read by a Broadway actor or a news announcer than a synthetic voice. I'm assuming that sometimes a student might have a choice where they get their material, whether it's Bookshare, which is digital synthetic voice, correct? Or the talking book.
If it was like a mainstream book, such as like Lord of the Flies, To Kill a Mockingbird, To Kill a Mockingbird, yes. Not like the 11th edition of a literature book. That would
Exactly.
that would be something that Bookshare you would find there.
No, I understand. I think it's great to even know that you might have a choice, that you might be able to hear something read by the human voice in a very moving and enticing way, as opposed to the synthetic voice. I honestly don't know if I'd be able to enjoy a book read by a synthetic voice, but I guess there's times where you have to, because it's your only option. Your library partnered with Bookshare. Did you mention that before?
Yes.
Okay, so that increases the choices to your members?
Yes, because Bookshare is home of the largest online digital library. So it increases by a large amount what titles are available for our public.
That's great. Now, a moment ago, we had a question about Braille, and I thought when we were chatting earlier, you mentioned refreshable Braille. I don't know what that is. Can you tell us?
So a refreshable Braille display is it's a device that as you're scrolling and using the internet, it'll change as you reach the line that you're reading, like the text currently, it becomes raised.
That's interesting. So if it's not refreshable, how does it work? Refreshable to me means automatic, instantly.
Oh yeah,
Right.
they're refreshable as in it just as you go down. Yeah, they change on screen as in the auxiliary device to you.
Okay, that's amazing. There's so many things that are available.
Plugs into your smartphone or not smartphone, like a tablet or computer.
Your tablet or computer. That is marvelous. Now, I'm sure that somebody that's listening to us today is thinking, gee, I'm interested in that. How would they start the process?
So you can contact us or go on our website and fill out an application. I know the application is in the packet.
Right, we're going to mention that shortly. We have a handout packet. Since you've registered online digitally and you have an email address, you're going to receive that packet. You may already have it. There's an application and many other documents in there so that you can get more information about the high school library and their services.
So once the application is in our hands, it takes, depending on how many applications we've received, it could take a week or so, and then the machine goes out to you. And once you receive the machine, you can start calling and requesting books, or if you, on the application, it asks if you want books selected for you. That means the computer and their algorithm will select the books they think you'll like.
Okay, so you have a choice. You can pick your titles, or the computer can pick for you. I think that's pretty amazing. Now, we were talking earlier about the fact that high school is a specialized library, so that means just having a library card isn't enough. There's a certification process to become eligible. Tell me a little bit about that, Anthony.
So if the reader has a visual impairment, physical disability, the library can certify that you're eligible for this. Whereas if you have a reading disability, a doctor needs to confirm that the person has a learning disability, which significantly interferes with reading. And that's part of the application.
Right. So do you need some kind of specialist, or does a regular pediatrician or doctor do?
Pediatrician's okay. Yeah.
That's pretty great, because I think that there are a lot of students that have learning disabilities that they benefit for sure from the material, the stories, the books, knowing the same things that their other students know, and the fact that they might be shut out because their reading ability, decoding is impaired, would be a terrible thing. I would love more parents to know about this. I'd love more teachers to know about it too. I don't think that many teachers inform families or let them know that this is a free service that they could be eligible for right this very moment. That is incredible.
And teachers can get a machine for their classroom. We have an institution application that they can do, and they can get 1, 2 of these machines sent to their school.
Okay, so this would actually be a fantastic way to familiarize students with this service. So
Yeah.
what should the teacher do? If a teacher thinks there might be students in their class that would benefit from this and are eligible, what's the best path?
Contacting us for just let me know you need a school or institution application, and we can get it sent to you. I also can go visit and bring the machine. You can see if maybe it would be useful in the classroom.
Is it usually the teacher or the school librarian that initiates that?
The teacher.
The teacher. Okay, so she'd get a book reader just like you brought today. She'd get cartridges just like you brought today.
Yeah.
And the kids would be able to practice putting it in, playing it, seeing how they felt about it.
Yeah, if they were eligible for it, then yes, this would get sent to them.
Okay, that's marvelous. So once the individual is certified with their doctor's note, and they are eligible, what happens next?
So then you send an application off to us, we process it, and then the machine is yours.
That's amazing.
Yeah, everything is free. So like even the cartridges, they come in the mail. They have your address on it on one side and our address is on the other. When you're done with it, flip it over, and there we are.
This is so great. I mean, I can still remember Blockbuster Video, and one of the problems with a service like that is you have to go to the site, and you have to bring the thing back in a certain amount of time and all this. This comes to you right in your mailbox, and when you return it, it's the same thing. Pop it in the mailbox.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
If you're in the neighborhood, you're always free to pick stuff up. But if you're not, because we do serve all 5 boroughs and Long Island, so really easier to send.
It's amazing. So what kind of titles are available?
Really anything that you would think a library has, like all of the Harry Potter books, except I think The Cursed Child is not available right now. Wimpy Kid books, picture books are available. Yeah, any like popular fiction, nonfiction bestsellers.
I love the idea. I mean, a parent could just pick the wimpy, kid to start out.
Yep.
And just get one and try it out at home and see how that works, and you can adjust from there. Now, you just mentioned picture books. So when I think of a talking book, an audio book, now you're saying picture book. How is that recorded?
So a lot of the picture books almost feel like a picture book story time. There's like sometimes there's music in it, different voices for the different characters. Yeah, it's a very cool thing to hear.
Okay, I love that. Now, somebody asked if there was contact information. There is. It's in the handout packet that you should have received by email. I think Anthony was kind enough to add a little thank you letter at the end, and you'll see his email there. And if you've logged on to our website for this live stream conversation, then you already have our information on our website. I think this is so exciting. I want to ask you about textbooks, Anthony. How do students access textbooks?
So textbooks would be something that Bookshare would handle. If it's not in their incredibly vast library, the students can request it. And there's a little bit of a waiting period because textbooks tend to be incredibly thick. And but yeah, if they're not in the Bookshare library, then they can request it from Bookshare, and they will do it.
Okay, so the Bookshare publications can be accessed through the BARD system you mentioned before.
Bookshare and BARD are 2 different services. They each require a different application, but as long as you're a Andrew High School member, you'll definitely get certified.
Wow, there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
What other services does the high school library provide?
So we have a technology trainer. Her name is Chancy. She does a lot of one-on-one group trainings. She teaches programs such as GarageBand, which is Mac's music tool, like all music all in your computer. She also does social media for the visually impaired, Twitter, Facebook.
That's an amazing idea. Now, I've seen Chancey train, and she's truly amazing. The speed with what she does things, locates information, changes it, manipulates it. It's incredible. And you have your own technology department.
Yes.
If people are interested in working with her and participating in that, what should they do?
There is a flyer that you can contact her, and she's very helpful, and she'll get back to you through email or phone. Don't just show up, because she's always incredibly busy. She's a lot to do. So
She is incredibly busy. Now, the high school library is very conveniently located in Chelsea in Manhattan, and it's very comfortable. I went to the training myself, and I saw it with my own eyes, and it was wonderful. I'm going to look for other opportunities to go. I believe Chancey is blind, or is she visually impaired?
she is she's blind.
So I just love the idea that she accesses all of social media with no trouble.
And she can teach.
It's amazing. It's inspiring. And she can teach it.
Yeah, yes.
So incredible, because you can't be young these days without being on social media, can you?
No.
I think that's amazing.
Everyone can be on social media.
You also mentioned to me that you wanted to circulate early braille literacy kits. What are those?
So soon they'll be circulating throughout New York Public Library. You just need a New York Public Library card. They'll be divided for parents of kids who are maybe learning braille in school, and the parents want to learn a little bit. There'll be activities in them, like tactile board books, tactile games.
So the early literacy kits, are these designed for a certain age group? I mean,
they're going to be broken up into like younger, older, but not specific age groups, because it could be that an older kid is just learning, and so the younger braille literacy kit could be very useful.
okay, and the parent can become familiar with it at the same time. That's always very important, that there's a parent training component so they know what their child is doing and can work with their child on that.
Yeah.
I think that's exciting. You also have a fair coming up. Tell me a little bit about that.
So on October 15th, we're having our fall resource fair, and there'll be things there like accessible gaming. Lots of museums are coming with tactile presentations.
Tactile presentations. Is this fair primarily for individuals that have visual impairment?
It's really, I think it covers the spectrum of disabilities that are out there. There'll be more. There's more on the flyer, and there's another flyer too. I can go to our website, and there's information too.
Okay, now there's another question there. It says, are books available in other languages?
For the talking books, yes, there are. We have members who only get books in Russian, only books in Spanish. I'm sure there's more French. Yes, there are books available in other languages. It might not be as vast a library, but we do have them.
Okay, could you talk for a minute about magazines and newspapers? The New York Times, for example, my favorite.
So there's a service, Newsline, where you call in. You have to make an account, but they'll, on your phone, like a landline phone, they will read to you the New York Times of the day. Depending on the area you live in, there's some local newspapers. Otherwise, magazines you can subscribe to through us, and they come in, I think it's a red package. And sometimes if you subscribe to like 4 different magazines will be on the cartridge for you.
Now, you just surprised me a lot about the New York Times. They will read it to you.
Yeah, it's a recording of someone reading it, but yes, every day. It's called Newsline.
So each day, the entire paper? That's enormous.
As far as I know, I don't think it's abridged or anything. Some magazines are abridged to because not everything would work, but I'm pretty sure that's something that is not.
You know, I would have never thought of that. I'm sure there's a lot of other things that your library offers that I never thought of. What am I not asking, Anthony? I'm sure there's so many amazing things about this library that I don't even know to ask about.
There's a lot of workshops. We recently had an Arduino workshop, which is a little computer that you can manipulate in however you want. Like they were manipulating it to be sensitive to sound, to touch, stuff like that. We have the standard, picture book story time, because we are a branch library.
Right.
So we do things like that, and then a focus on accessible programming.
Well, you never stop thinking about it. I know how many things you're doing over there, and now that I'm getting to know your branch better, and it truly is amazing. I know that when I first met you, the first thing I did was I went online, high school library, just to look around. And you also have a special catalog of events. How often is that published? I've seen that. It's pretty comprehensive.
Every
It covers
three-
like
Every 3 months.
every 3 months.
Or every 4 months. It's
Quarterly,
It's-
perhaps.
it is a quarterly.
Will members get that automatically?
Yes, and we always have like copies you can stop in to pick up. On our website, you can get it from there, and if you call our number, you can have it read to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, it sounds marvelous, and I think everybody really appreciates this information. I want to take a moment to talk about our Citywide Learning Disabilities Conference that we're planning at the main branch of the Brooklyn Public Library on November 14th, which is a Monday. This actually ties into today's presentation very well, because a lot of people that do have reading disabilities benefit from accessible materials. We're going to have Anthony there. He's going to do a little tabling. He'll have his equipment there. So if you want to come and see it in person and just see what the book reader is like and ask him some questions, please do. In addition to that, we're going to have some wonderful breakout workshops with titles that apply to learning disability and accessibility. And we're going to have a panel. So please take a look at the handout material you received in your email, and you'll get information on that. You'll see additional information on our website as we go. Wow, we covered this information very quickly, and I thank you all. Are there any other questions? Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. Please remember that our live streams will be streamed on the third Thursday of each month during the school year. This was our first one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.